Having like a focus
Yeah,
and like you were doing 5 hours training.
yeah. So 5 hours training a week with my swimming. I wanted to go to the Paralympics. I was like, well, if I'm not going to the Olympics, I'll go to the Paralympics instead. But for myself, it was like, like it wasn't the same for the swimming.
Yeah,
It was weird, like because you swim really well, and then it's like, oh no,
yeah,
not quite as much anymore.
Yeah.
And that was a difficult adjustment, and that was one of the things I tried to adapt to. And then I was doing that for a couple of years for myself, and then I stopped swimming, which was like I hadn't stopped swimming since I was 8.
Yeah, that must have been a huge change for you.
Yeah, so it's all about that adapting period and that still, and it's really bizarre, like going from something you did it all your life and then not doing it. Yeah, very bizarre. But so let's talk about like where you are now in your life and that. You know, you've gone through all of that sort of period, and you've learned how to
fully on the other side.
Yeah, so should we talk about where you are now? Yeah, we talk about it.
Yeah, where am I now? So happiest I've ever been.
Yeah,
I've got an apartment that I like. I was in a very fortunate position, being able to have that facilitated for me. I've got a job now which gives me a sense of purpose. It lets me interact with people. It's something that I don't think I never knew I would get into.
Yeah.
If someone it's that's another reason why I got into fitness training, was because I never wanted an office job.
Yeah.
I never imagined myself sat behind a desk, and especially in a sales role as well. I work in recruitment now. I sit and I call people up. So 10, 15, 20 phone calls a day and try and sell them a job.
Yeah.
That's not something I'd ever imagined myself doing. And I go into work, I get tired. I still have, I had it recently where my disability just, it does get in the way.
Yeah.
You get into the point where some days you just wake up and you just know from the get-go today's going to be a hard day.
Yeah.
But I work for, my employers are very, very understanding, and they're very facilitating, and they just say, just come in, have today off, but make sure you smash it tomorrow.
Yeah.
And if I have that day off, I know I'm going to smash it tomorrow.
Yeah.
I've got a gorgeous girlfriend who I adore.
Which is it's quite an interesting.
Which is very
it's a very interesting situation, I think.
Yeah, the wonders.
When you told me about this, I was just like, oh, okay.
I think
I wasn't expecting. I was like, oh, okay. I don't really know what that means.
The thing is, everyone I know that I've told them about the situation it's just kind of like, that's typical.
I kind of didn't think it was real.
Yeah. I don't know, because everyone says that's typical you. Like, you never do anything easy. So basically, we met on Tinder, and Maria's lives in St. Petersburg, and it just started off as just like.
And we live in England.
Yeah, we live in Bournemouth, like south coast of England, and it just started off as like a general conversation, and just a bit flirty, back and forth text messaging. That was a year ago, and we've spoken every day since, and just got to the point where I felt like I had to make a decision as to where did I want this relationship to go. So I took the plunge and thought, I was dabbling in other things financially, and I managed to get myself into a position where I was really quite well off, and I had the opportunity of doing. I was either going to go to. I've got a friend in Australia. I was going to go and visit them, or just bite the bullet and saw what happened, and just went to St. Petersburg for 2 weeks, and it was one of the best ideas I've ever had.
That's awesome.
So she's going to hate me for talking about it on there. So
we'll have to put some Russian subtitles.
Just like scroll it along, my friends can see it and laugh at it. That's
because when you told me at first, I was like, okay, whatever. Sort of thing.
Yeah, I think it's all a little bit Channel 4 documentary, isn't it? You hear all the horror stories.
Yeah.
And, but it's...
And you hear, it's not a good thing to say, but you hear like Russian girl, and you think you paid.
Yeah.
He hasn't paid.
I haven't. I'm not. It's all legit and above board. But yeah, I'm genuinely the happiest I've ever been, and it's definitely the happiest I've been in the last 10 years.
And that's all that matters really. And then when you told me that, and you were telling me other things, I was just like, I was super happy for you.
Yeah.
Like, I was just like,
what? Like,
that's great.
Why? It makes me happy.
Yeah.
Just be happy. Just enjoy. Do whatever you need to do. And I've done a lot of partying. I've done some things I probably shouldn't have done. I've got involved with some things I shouldn't have done. Extracurricular activities and things like that.
Yeah.
But they're fun at the time. Partying all the time is fun at the time, but it doesn't. I was using it to fill an empty gap.
Yeah.
And it
didn't.
It didn't.
No.
That gap just got emptier and emptier.
Yeah.
And now I've got, training's back on track. Feeding myself properly.
Yeah.
I barely drink anymore, and it's just once you find that happiness driver.
Yeah.
And again, it's always going back to drivers. Everything has to be. You have to have a driver.
Yeah. So I haven't seen Sam in a little while, and as soon as I saw him, I was like, he looks so much better in himself, which is like really good. Like his skin's better, hair looks better. Like it was.
I was the dishevelled man. Eh?
You were skinny as like.
Yeah, I'm still skinny. I'm always.
I mean, but like you were like a stick, and you've like put on a bit of weight.
Yeah.
He's actually been able to grow a beard for once. Like.
So it's those Russian winters.
Yeah, and like you can see it in your eyes. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
Like your eyes are just brighter, and like it doesn't look like you're half asleep all the time. Which is, I mean.
Actually, there's 3 copies I've had before.
But that's what I mean. I feel that's what happiness does to you more than anything else.
It just gives you a purpose.
Yeah. And then when you're happy, everything else falls in line. You eat, as you said, eat better, train better, do everything.
But you attract better things as well.
Yeah.
And once you become happier in yourself,
you attract
good things into your life.
Yeah.
And and
especially people.
Yeah.
And like, and you have.
And like so, I can literally put mine down to dates.
Yeah.
I was like I said, I was in an apartment that I didn't like. Moved out of there, went back into it with my parents, managed to save up a bit of money, and I can say as soon as I moved into my new apartment, from that date, everything has got better, and it's just carried on going more and more and more and more and more because I'm happy.
Yeah. And
have you ever read The Secret?
Parts of it.
Yeah. So. A lot of that is, I'm not too sure. It's a little bit hopeless.
What I think of it is, it's trying to tell a really good message, but it is a weird way of telling.
Yeah, completely.
Like so, everything in there is like right, but it's just like, can you explain that like normally?
Yeah, and it doesn't. Some of the things don't really work. But that said, there are certain things. When I had my operation, when I had my accident, they shouldn't have, but they did. The doctors in intensive care called my parents into a side room and said, "You're never going to walk again. Sam's never going to walk again."
Yeah.
And he'll be lucky. Yeah. He'll be lucky to get the movement back in his arms, because at the time everything shut down, and I stopped breathing for a moment as well. And I remember the consultant coming in, and they were doing various like prick tests. Can you feel this? Can you feel that? Can you feel anything? And the consultant said, you need to get used to the idea that you're never going to walk. And I just turned around, I'm going to swear, mate, I'm sorry.
Yes.
So I said,
I
I told him to fuck off.
Yeah.
I was like, you can fuck off. And I knew from that day on I was going to walk. I didn't care how I was going to do it, but I knew that I was going to walk. And I do believe there was a sense of, if you believe in something enough, you do create that future. You do create that thing. But on the flip side, there's a lot of medical science that says it shouldn't. So there's a lot of luck involved, and you know, I should have come out of things a lot worse.
Yeah.
And you have to be realistic, and you know, I used to have a lot of conversations with guys when I was training them, and just be like, you do have to be realistic. You've got a complete break.
Yeah.
You're never going to walk again.
Yeah.
That's difficult, and
it's a crazy thing to hear, especially at 19.
Yeah.
Like,
and we had guys younger than literally they were children, not tiny children, but you know, guys of like 16.
Yeah.
That was hard. I was with a guy who was only 17 when he had his
George was 17, wasn't he?
George was 17.
Yeah, he turned 18 in hospital.
Which is, can you imagine having your 18th birthday in a hospital?
I know, crazy.
Wow. So, yeah, it's there's moments where I do feel like I enjoy being able to like impart conversation. When we talk about stuff like this, because it's kind of therapeutic as well.
Yeah, getting it out there.
You need to you do because
otherwise it's all up here. And when it's all up here, that's not.
You're only arguing with yourself, and you are your own worst enemy. That's another thing that got me when I was down. Was I tried to be this tough guy, and the thing is, I didn't get depressed or upset when I was actually having my accident. I was just focused on. I had my one goal, and that was to walk out of it. Didn't really worry about anything else. And, you know, I did 3 months on bed rest. I watched TV through a mirror. I didn't sit up for 3 months. I just had this ceiling to look at. And I think a lot of guys would go. I think that it is expected that someone would go mad. You know, when you're going to hit a depressed moment. Mine was, for me, the depression came after all of that. When there was, you know, like I said before, when there was nothing. You have no goal, you have nothing to look forward to. I've forgotten the point I was going to make. Oh no, it's talking.
Yeah, it's
talking about it and tell people. You know, now I'm like, I think people get a bit sick of me. Because if I have something on my mind, I'm just like, I need to talk. And I'm just gonna tell you. And the problem is, like, I say it to my mum, and it'll be anything. Like, it won't necessarily be whether I'm upset about a situation, or if I've just got anything on my mind.
Yeah.
Now, my mum is a great person to talk to, and
it's funny because I'm exactly the same.
Yeah.
And I mean, Alice is always telling me, like, I get louder and louder when I do it as well. She's like, inside voice.
Yeah.
Like, we're inside, use your inside voice.
I do exactly the same. And I get louder and louder and louder and louder and louder. But, you know, my mum says it. She says, you just come in, you dump your shit, and then you're happy.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's difficult. My mum's learned how to cope with it. She understands it now.
Yeah.
Because I will just come out and I'll dump it, but it's out, it's done.
Yeah.
Because it's not festering and doing its dark little magic in my head, and I've got it out, and it's now that person's problem. But it's not, and I don't.
It's like having a shit.
It genuinely is.
If it stays in there, that's not good.
Yeah, no. If
you get it out, you feel great.
I think that is the perfect analogy, entirely, because you can't. Yeah, you need to get rid of it. You need to get it out, and you know, you can't let it fester. You can't get constipated with stuff like that.
Top of my head, that was.
That was good, mate. I think that's the perfect analogy for sure.
I've put that on an Instagram post now.
Thoughts are like shit. Love it.
Yeah, no. So, like, going forwards with yourself, like, I know always people say about 5-year plans and all these sort of things, but do you have what's like your plans going forwards in the future and that?
At the moment,
like, because you said about goals and having ambitions to do stuff. Like what is it now?
At the moment, I'm going year by year.
Yeah.
I have goals with work that I need to achieve, that I want to achieve, and we have those plans in motion. And you know, I'm now at the age where I'm starting to think about family,
Yeah.
settling down. So that again is within my sort of 5-year bracket, because at some point, again, I kind of have to admit that I'm probably going to start going downhill. You know, not anytime soon, but
no, but it's going to happen at some point.
It's going to happen, maybe in my 50s, my 60s, but at some point, you've got to kind of, I've got to kind of like think, I've got to think about family.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's another, going back to the very beginning, that is another concept that I had to think of at 19. You know, the conversation was, have you ever thought about having a family? And then you just think, I'm 19. Well, of course I've not thought about having a family.
So, ew, children.
Yeah, like they're just those little snot bubbles in the corner. Like, what are they doing? But it was, and then so you then have to go into like a kind of family planning conversation, and you know, and my girlfriend at the time, I had to sit with her and just be like, look, you know, we might have to do IVF, or so, you know, I had to go through the whole process again, like sperm frozen. So, you know, my situation hasn't led me to responsibly have children.
Yeah.
And you know, I am in a position where I can plan